Yeah, I just did this to keep you on your toes, FK. Hop to it! Come on! Hop, 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 hop! Man the battlements! Get on those moderator tools! Surprise stream! Yes. Sorry, moderators. Okay, the reason I'm streaming right now is I've got an hour or so spare now, and I didn't really have anything to do. So here's the thing. I've spent this week finishing off Fallout London Act 2, and I spent today editing all the videos. So I've edited about, I think 7 or 8 videos today, and it's gone really, really well. Surprisingly well. Better than normal, actually. Normally it takes me longer to edit them, but it's going pretty well. I'm going to render them one at a time at the moment until I stop using the machine, and then I will leave a couple of them rendering. But that's essentially episode 40 is the end of Act 2, which is a decent size for a second chapter. Smaller than the first. But then I'm sat around going, I don't want to. You don't want to start anything Friday at 3, do you? You know, because it's like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was on a little bit of a break. I think I'm having a chapter break once you leave the first area. I've basically played to the part where you leave that Trotsky area, and I'm now somewhere else, but I haven't done anything there. And I left it there because I thought, well, this is a good place, and then I've focused on Fallout London Act 2. So I could go back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I suppose, but I got a bit of a gap coming up. I've only got about 2.5 weeks, just close to 3 weeks of videos for Fallout London, which means then I'll need something else to go into the timetable. Little bit caught me a little bit off, and before everyone starts throwing suggestions, there are only a limited number of options. The first thought was Stalker. Stalker's had a few updates. I don't know whether it's in a very different state to how it was. So Stalker is an option, but I'm still not sure how I feel about that. I'm still wondering if it needs a bit more baking. It's had 2 major updates since I've played, 1.3 and 1.4. So, but I still wonder if it's that different to how it was when I was playing last. But that is an option. There's the possibility of going back to Stalker. That would probably, I don't know how big Stalker is. I might actually have to split it up into more chapters, because otherwise Fallout London Act 3 will be miles away. Stalker is probably still not great state. See, this is what I was thinking. I'm looking at the patch notes, and don't get me wrong, Stalker 2 fans. Fundamentally, it's still a great experience. Fundamentally, it is a great experience. I just feel they've got so much more to change that I kind of want to experience. Once it hits what you would almost consider, right, this is how it probably should have released if things had been going perfectly for them, you know. So I don't know. The other option, this is a bit of a surprise one out of left field. King Gath Productions dropped a paid mod for, a creation, paid mod for Starfield. I haven't played Starfield in a long time. Now, I'm definitely going to play his paid mod. I'm definitely going to play it. I want to see, because at the moment I'm kind of using King Gath as the benchmark by which, well, Bethesda should start to work to. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try and go in without any preconceptions, but I want to find out what we're getting for that paid mod, and then compare it to, say, other paid mods that I've played, or sorry, creations. The one creation that I've paid for, well, I got free credits for it, was the Vulture quest, the Bounty Hunters quest, and I used my free credits for that. That's not technically a paid mod. That's actually a creation created by Bethesda, so that's actually official DLC. And that sucked as a value proposition. I mean, it was like $7, and I would have thrown a maximum of $1 at it. I was monumentally not happy with that. So I want to do a, you know, bit of a review. And I thought to myself, maybe I should just record myself playing it. Maybe have a quick, I don't think it's very big, a quick mini blitz. That'll annoy people anyway, won't it? More Starfield videos on my channel. But just put that on, because that'll give me a couple more weeks. There's a reason I don't want to immediately start on Act 3 of Fallout London, even though I kind of do want to personally. The Fallout 4 charity event that's run every year by King Garth is happening in about 4 weeks. For that, I am going to need my Fallout 4 back to proper Fallout 4, latest update version, etc. Now, I've taken backup copies of my Fallout 4 and Fallout London, so I can sort of switch them in nastily, as it were, messily, but it's simple. And I don't think there'll be any problem. But you always do run the risk when you do that, especially when it starts messing around with INI files and stuff like that. You'll cause some problem. And I'll do the charity event, and then I'll come back, and then Fallout London will be crashing or having issues. And I'll need to spend a day, maybe 2, fixing it. And I think I'd rather do that in the chapter break. Just in case. Just in case there's some catastrophic thing and I have to rebuild the whole thing. Maybe I have to reinstall it from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is a great place to leave Fallout, switch back to Fallout 4, get ready for the charity event. Once it's over, then I can switch back to Fallout London. Hope that makes sense. Billy Thomas. It's funny seeing this because my wife and I are an Arthurian film binge. On an Arthurian film binge. Love the content as always. Yeah, King Arthur keeps popping up in my life at the moment. So yeah. And so that's kind of where I'm at with Fallout and Stalker. I still feel like I want to give Stalker a chance to get into a much better state. What I would like to see is them get to a stage where they're actually polishing the main quests. Because the last one I ended on was rough. Really was quite rough. It was done in a way that almost, you know, you kind of needed to know what you were doing before you did it kind of thing. It was like, it was almost, just keep throwing yourself at this problem until you figure out what you're going to do. I just didn't, you know. And there were a couple of main quests at that up to that point that had really felt, you know, there was the one where a bunch of things were spawning literally up my butt. And it was a bit of this stuff like that. I feel like they need, I would like to play the game again once they get those things ironed out, so those quests feel more natural. Thing is, if I'm playing Starfield, I'm not starting a new character. I'm going to be playing with my 150 something. So when I play it, it's not going to be any challenge. So if I do record it, please understand, I'll be playing this mod to experience the story. But there's very little chance that it's going to be an exciting challenge for me. And I'm not installing a ton of mods to do that. Like I said, I really kind of want to experience the story, the vibe, the atmosphere. I can get a gauge of how it is without really having it challenge me survival-wise. New Game Plus is baked into Starfield, isn't it? It is. It is. I'm not going to spoiler it. I'm not going to spoiler what, but I'm on an NG Plus 20 or something ridiculous. For those of you thinking, oh my god, 20, you can actually do an NG Plus in Starfield in probably about half an hour if you really, really try hard. That might be a bit of an exaggeration. It might take a little longer than that, but you can really, it's It's kind of fun in some ways to mess around with the NG pluses. You can do full playthroughs in an NG plus, or you can absolutely blitz to the end. And there are some reasons to do these things. It is an interesting concept. So, however, so that's where I'm at. And so basically I'm sat here not quite knowing where I am. And I know that I've said all that now. There's going to be a bunch of people going, please play this in the break or something. I don't have time. The biggest problem I got at the moment is too many things, not enough space. So we're going to play. We are going to play. I'm going to play this. I want to get a little further on. I think there was an update. I'm hoping it hasn't. No, it's not deleted. It's not deleted. My saves. The Four Dwellers can create things from the weirdness through power of their will. All right. Did I save with my spear out? I don't think I did. I think it takes your weapon out each time you load. There were some nasty stutters right there. That was stutters on my end. I think Oblivion Remaster does that as well. I might be wrong. Whenever I load in, I got my weapon out. Yes, will I reach civilization? Is there civilization? Because this is one of the things I was like opining on, wasn't it? The fact that so far it's been somewhat barren. The land has a barren Souls-like feel to it. I mean, even Elden Ring, which was not actually a barren land, somehow feels very barren. But it's inhospitable. I think that's the thing. This feels like an inhospitable land. Everything's broken. Everyone I meet would like to murder me. I like the vibe. I do. But I am wondering, are there places of fun and jolliness? I really would like to know his story. So these forebears were kind of big and had 4 arms at least. And I don't mean 4 arms as in the thing near your wrist. I mean 4, the number, arms. Hi! Still don't want to fight you. Don't want to randomly die. But they created titans who were even bigger. And from the looks of things, we do, well, what we usually do. We took what they built and made it ours. Hence the reason everything's just a tad big. It's not the builder waving his willy. Well, maybe it was as well. Okay. Is that a guard? The Horns of the South. Is he asleep at his post? Odrin. Yep. Excuse me. Can I scream, "Boot your money or your life"? Get up, soldier! The enemy is coming!
Whoa, what's happening? In the name of the old mother, what are you doing? I could have stabbed you. Wait, I haven't seen you before.
Okay. No more like I could have stabbed you and I didn't. Okay, no. Let's not start antagonizing the gate guard too much because I want to get in the gate. Look, I'm a traveler and I was told I'd find safe haven here in the Horns.
But we don't just let anybody in, pal. You need to have, things, proof. Things to prove you're safe for haven.
Dealing with a genius here, aren't I? Here, I have this pin. I was told I'd find a safe haven here in the horns.
This pin. I can't say I see it very clearly at this present moment, but it does look important. Very official. But I remember Fergus said something about all this, these emblems once. Oh, yes, I remember now. I welcome thee, ye, royal person, on behalf of the keepers. You are a great friend to our home. Welcome. Please, speak with Fergus. He's our quartermaster. He runs things around here in the captain's absence. He'll greet thee properly.
You can say you.
Have a pleasant rest of the day. Open it up, boys!
Okay, so... This is what I mean about this game. It's a mixed bag, but when it comes... Well, not a mixed bag. It's a ton of fun. And in many ways, because we're comparing it to Oblivion all the time, and the Oblivion remaster, I feel like this has gone in a completely different direction to the Oblivion remaster. And what I mean by this is, when you look at his armor, it is so obvious that this scale mail is simply a texture on the model, right? It's got absolutely no depth whatsoever. It does not look like scale at all, right? It looks like someone's painted scales on a jacket. It's got that OG Oblivion look. The Oblivion remaster, now all the armor actually looks really cool, really up to date, really modern. So the Oblivion remaster's like a step ahead of this. But I find the dialogue in this to be more modern than the Oblivion dialogue, because the Oblivion dialogue is the old 2006 dialogue. Back when, well, let's be honest, we weren't quite as used to in-depth conversations in a lot of our games. So, you know, oh god, there's the ghosting. There's the ghosting! Did you see the ghosting of the guy walking past? Right. I don't like your use of a head or improved when things like this are an aesthetic choice. I don't think that's an aesthetic choice. I don't think that's an aesthetic choice. That's, they've decided not to spend a lot of time on... I mean, this isn't... You can't say this is like Minecraft where they're going for a pixelated look. Because they've got... It's just, you know... Or maybe it was, I don't know, but it's an odd one then. And the point is, though, Oblivion Remaster is really like, you know, it's way more modern in the way it looks now. But this game, when I have the conversations, I feel more like I'm playing Skyrim. It feels more, again, if you want to go aesthetic choice on that, yeah, it feels more like a conversation. Skyrim's dialogue definitely feels more like a conversation than Oblivion's, and a lot more than Morrowind. This feels more like Skyrim in that regard. But also the gameplay in this feels more modern. The combat, the spells, everything feels more modern. So it's kind of a weird thing to compare this game and Oblivion Remaster. This sometimes looks older than the remaster. It looks more akin to the 2006 Oblivion game, but it feels more modern than the remaster. And I'm going to say I prefer this a lot. I prefer the way this game feels. And I don't just mean the atmosphere. I mean the gameplay, the dialogue, that type of thing. It feels better for me. Whispers. Okay. Arthur's memory. Set a bonfire. Oh, have I got to talk to Arthur again? This game looks better than unmodded Skyrim. Well, again, I'm gonna say not necessarily. The lighting is definitely better than unmodded Skyrim, but the world space, the overall design, honestly has more in common with Oblivion than Skyrim. Sometimes. Other times, it doesn't. Other times, I find myself thinking, oh, whoa, no, I like this. And then others, I just feel myself reminiscing about Oblivion. So, yeah. It's newer than Oblivion, but I can't say I like it better than Oblivion, not even close. Well, again, for its time, I'm not comparing Oblivion as I experienced it in 2006, because obviously back then it was an incredible experience, versus this now. I'm just sort of comparing the Oblivion remaster and this. The Oblivion remaster was a nice nostalgic trip, but I could feel the aged gameplay. And the fact that it was very noticeable in dialogue, I think, is probably the thing that gets me the most. Because you can look at games like Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines, and that's got insanely aged gameplay. But the dialogue's relatively similar to modern RPG dialogue, at least of the sort we're used to. There seems to be two approaches to dialogue. One is the voiceless protagonist with lists of text, and the other is a voiced protagonist with small bits of text that give you a clue what they're going to say but doesn't necessarily tell you. Oblivion's from before that. It's from when there was a bit of a state of flux in conversations, and it seems to have the first part of the voiced protagonist thing, as in little clues as to what you're going to say, but no actual indication really of what you're going to say. And because your character doesn't actually say it out loud the way it would be in, say, Mass Effect or Fallout 4, very often what you think you were saying doesn't match what the answer you get back is. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. At this very moment, someone's installing Bloodlines again. Yeah. So anyway. Hi!
All mother's tits. I've just about had it with this bunch of repressed virgins. And who might you be?
Okay.
You don't look like one of them.
I might be. You seem a little miffed.
Oh, do I now? You would be too if you had to deal with those sniveling morons when they're up to something. Don't look at me like that. You don't get as far in life as I have if you can't smell bullshit from a mile away. There's something fishy going on here. But I'll get to the bottom of it. And here's a brilliant idea. You're going to help me.
Of course I am! I might, but not for free. Am I?
I just need you to go to Brandon and find out why that slime ball is pretending not to know I'm here. Tell him I'm waiting with his delivery.
Sure, I can probably do that.
I'm pretty sure he knows this already.
Her clothes look pretty good. Yeah, again, this is the mix. Oh, you know, I still would say Oblivion Remaster kicks its ass in the clothing department. Been very impressed with Oblivion Remaster's armor and stuff. It's pretty good. Who's Brandon?
You don't know?
Not really.
He's the captain of this entire
I kind of do.
circus.
I've been told to look him.
I thought since they let you in, you must have an in with him. But it turns out you know even less than I do. There's something going on, you know? They don't want anybody to know, but I can feel it. I've been doing business with the captain for years now. Then suddenly I found myself stuck here. They won't let me further in, not even to set up camp in the village. But they won't let me out either. Anyway, good luck to you. Come and visit if you need anything.
What, aren't you a trader? Oh, yes, you are. Maybe there's something... Hi! Who the hell are you? I've just got your most engaging problem and been roped into helping you out. Hi! Who the hell are you?
Name's Orla. I'm a merchant.
Orla?
Or I try to be. When
Okay.
my business isn't being held hostage by a bunch of idiots who seem to be terrified of women. What was I thinking when I decided to leave Timberwall? Should have stayed there.
Okay, tell me about Timberwall.
You've never been to the merchant capital? Well, you didn't miss much. Yes, it's rich and extravagant, but only if you're rich and extravagant too. Other than that, it's a place like any other. The same pain and misery hiding behind gilded walls. It's not as exciting as people think. Or, well, maybe it is if you like living with a bunch of backstabbing crooks. Yeah, now I remember what I was thinking when I left that place.
She really does like to complain to... Well, I'm going to assume everyone gets this. This might be why they're all scared of you. So you're on your way home, then?
I have no home in Timberwall. Well, we have an estate, but it hasn't felt like home for a long time. I feel like every time I go back, I recognize it less and less. The people are getting greedier and more desperate by the day. Business is slow, I'm not gonna lie. With the weirdness creeping in from the north and bandits everywhere, trade's just not as profitable as it used to be. But, I don't know. Being a merchant from Timberwall used to mean craftiness, taking risks, looking for opportunities. Now, they only care about keeping their heads down and preserving their fortunes.
Someone mentioned the twitchy clothes physics. I'm sort of used to that, and even on modern games. What's bugging me more is the grass. It keeps blowing in the wind. But sometimes it's blowing really quite aggressively. And it's in a shielded corner. And the candles are not blowing likewise. And yet I do not know why I noticed that, but that's what I noticed. I noticed this... I think it's because I first noticed this really flickering quite aggressively compared to the thing. Like that. That was a very sudden gust. I almost feel like that would have turned the candles out. I know, I am so nitpicking at this point. I sense there's a story behind these backstabbing crooks.
Not really. It's more of a requirement if you ever want to be successful in Timberwall. My family is full of them.
Oh, right, that was it. Sorry, I was waiting for more. Well, you must have some stories from your time on the road.
Oh, love, plenty. And almost none of them happy. I'll never forget the first time we stumbled upon a place after a cloud of the weirdness oozed through. It was a small settlement, just a few houses. There was this odd, bitter taste in the air. The place was completely abandoned. Or so we thought. Until we started finding them, one by one. A man who tried to chop off his legs after they started sprouting antlers. Another one who gouged his eyes out, so he wouldn't have to look at his child melting into the floor. A woman in the farthest corner of the settlement managed to stab herself in the heart before it got to her. I almost dropped it all and ran back to Timberwall that day. I'm still not sure why I didn't. I guess giving up just isn't in my nature.
I believe I understand the problem now. The people here are not scared of you, lady. You just depress the living crap out of them. You are a bag of misery with good hair. Alright, maybe there's something else I could help you with.
You do realize you won't score any points with the Keepers by helping me, right? Those holier-than-thou soldier
No.
boys have no idea what it takes to be a merchant in this sorry world. The things we have to do sometimes aren't exactly done according to the rule book.
I don't care as long as I'm being paid. Just tell me what you're... No, I'm interested.
There's a woman from the tribes called Nest. She's my supplier. At least, I think she's still working for me. I haven't heard from her in a while. And she was supposed to bring me some really precious cargo. Something the captain wanted me to... arrange. You still up for an adventure,
Absolutely, totally, definitely. Any idea where I can find her?
My guess, and it's only a guess, is that at some point she must have been somewhere around the bay. That beach near the Whale's Tooth.
Whale's Tooth.
Rumor has it that Bromar No-Face and his thugs are fond of that place, which wouldn't be good news for Nest.
Okay. Alright, that's all I need. So, and is there a reward?
You'll get paid, of course. Just let me know what happened. And bring back the cargo, if she still has it.
Okay, what are you selling? Do you have anything I want? That's a fire arrow. You have a sketchbook. Allows sketching? Why do I feel like that's something I want? And a spyglass allows scouting. From now on, you can use the spyglass within the game world whenever you'd like to scout a distant area or mark points of interest. To do this, simply open the quick wheel Q. Is there a hotkey for it? From now on, you can use the sketchbook whenever you want to draw what you see. To do this, simply open the... Oh, really? They've got a kind of sketch photo mode? I'm not going to lie. I love that idea. Or is it only certain things? Are there just certain places you can sketch? Even that I love. Even that I love. All right, what do I... Hunting trousers. Oh, do I want to keep that just in case I want... When... All right, let's do this a bit more one-handed. Do I want to keep this just in case one day I have 5 dexterity? I've currently got... Is it 3 dexterity? Or am I just going to find thousands of things like this before I get 5 dexterity anyway? Same with the short sword. Definitely don't need 2 of them. Wooden club. It's weird, isn't it? The wooden club. (11 to 13 versus 12 to 4. The wooden club does more damage than the bloody dull broadsword. Two-handed weapons seem like sort of pointless. The arrows have fire, Gopher. Yeah, I'll give him a thought. I will give him a thought. Shovel. I feel like I need a shovel. I need the wood cutting axe. And I need the fishing rod. I don't need this. Oh, I've got a short bow, a super short bow. This one. Oh, I can now use this. I've already equipped one. That's the question. Rusty longsword. One-handed. So wait. The rusty long... Oh, it does... How is the rusty longsword requiring less strength than the short sword? I'm sorry, but unless rust has an anti-grav effect in this game, that makes no kind of sense. Especially since the short sword is 1 weight and this is 1.1 weight. Not buying that. Alright, I'm just going to sell the short sword and probably the poignard. No, I'm going to keep the poignard. The poison arrows I've got. What else can we sell there? I can sell... Definitely sell that and that. See this? Oh, 4 perception? I sort of feel like I need a stash to store stuff just in case one day I can use it. And... Ooh, soul stone. Charge a soul stone with each kill. When fully charged, 10, the soul stone is destroyed and fully heals players' health and mana. Do I have to wear that? And then I get no choice? Or when it's fully charged, can I choose to use it? I'm going to have to learn that one. Probably should sell a bunch of... Oh, these all weigh 0. Maybe I can keep these and think of ways to use them later on. And these are what, like poisons? Yeah, there's a... Oh, I should definitely consume the Menhir figure, shouldn't I? Well, this crafting stuff seems pretty light, although not... Ooh. Is there anybody else who always likes to keep every single book and letter they find, just in case? I need a stash, don't I? I've also got this unexceptional, unidentified item. Fuel your bonfire with ethereal cobweb to identify this item. Okay, alright. Then I think I've got every... Oh, traveler's pants. Increased movement speed multiplier. But whoa, 400. Go away. Traveler's boots. Yeah, we're not buying anything at the moment. We're... Thanks. Drawer. Ah, no, I can. Oh, I do not hate that. I do not hate that at all. That is kind of cool. Did this man's hair just change? Oh my god!
A new face. It's always nice to see someone new here.
Henry's come to see us.
Welcome. Why didn't I notice you earlier?
Because I just got here. You seem distracted.
Yes, my apologies. Ever since breakfast today, I've been sort of lost in thought. I keep thinking of my dear mother's cooking, especially her famous pie. You see, all we got here is venison and fish. Venison, then fish. And then fish,
Here
and
we
more
go.
fish. I can live with all the bullshit that's thrown at us soldiers. But the longer I live, the more I realize there's not much to live for, except food. And I'd kill for a slice of that pie.
Go on. Couldn't you just make pie yourself?
As if it were that easy. I ain't much of a cook. And Rorik, the one we have here, well, he says we're soldiers, so we can stick our complaints up our asses.
This game definitely leans into the main character syndrome for the player, doesn't it? I could try if you can remember the recipe.
Really? Sure, I remember it well. Here you go.
Mom's finest pie. Track. Oh. No. Okay, I'll see about making a pie for you. There's a garrison there. The door seems to... The lock seems to be broken. Okay. And... No! No, no! Just absolutely all the no. I thought I saw something earlier that was bothering me physics-wise, but no. Just no. Like, no. Really? No, 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 no. This game better have modding. Just get... No. We have Minecraft physics going on here. Okay.
Sometimes it's nice to just sit and think.
Oh, that's definitely stealing. Do not steal. Do not steal. Right. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I mean, look, just... Somebody was using the Place Anywhere mod, weren't they? That looks perfectly reasonable to you. Moo face. Oh god, there's a board. There's a board. It's got jobs for me, hasn't it? Bounty! The head of Sanan the Giant. Wanted, the head of Sanan the Giant. Last seen in an abandoned village near the King's Road. Notable features? Admirable size. I do like the notes I keep finding, though. The bandit known as Sanan the Giant is wanted for murder and robbery. Extremely strong and dangerous. Do not approach alone. Be cautious of his two-handed sword. Cillian, Camelot's representative. Okay. The head of Silent Cilia. Wanted, the head of yada yada yada, north of the sunken village. Notable features, often wearing a black hood and wielding dual daggers. A dangerous assassin known by the name Silent Cilia, Cilia the Spectre, Silk Shade, Sylvia Sinclair, and Saffron Sheborn. She-born? Like, born of a she? Really? I mean, okay. Wanted for multiple murders, robbery, and theft. Cillian Camelot representative. Right, okay. Wait. Oh, no, I didn't take it. I'm taking it so no one else does it before I get there. The head of Fingerless Colm. Notable features, missing fingers on the left hand. Fingerless Colm is wanted for countless crimes against the people of Camelot, including treason, murder, and robbery. He leads a group of outlaws known as Colm's Dozen. Cillian Camelot's representative. Oh. The head of Rusty Ardgal. Notable features, red hair. Already met someone. Meets that. Description. The infamous bandit Rusty Ardgal, also known as Crimson Ardgal, is wanted for crimes against Camelot. His list of offences include murder, robbery, extortion, and the desecration of holy sites. He commands a group of equally vile outlaws. Cillian Camelot's representative. Okay, got a lot of new bounties on my... That's me. No, that's me. That's what I need to go for the main quest. Where are all the bounties then? Fingerless Colm is there. Ooh, I can go back and get a bounty before I do the main quest. Shadow of the Horns. I have to get in there and steal something, don't I? I think I do.
Let me guess. Camelot, no? Timberwall, also no? So you're not from the north? Ah, of course.
You must be from Connacht. I should have guessed right away. So, who's in charge there now?
Okay, am I? Yes. I am not from Connacht, nor from Timberwall, nor from Camelot. I'm from nowhere.
Nowhere?
Yes.
Never heard about it.
It's very nice.
Must be a shithole like no other.
No, it's beautiful.
And I think I won't learn much about politics from you.
You know, people are talking about rising unrest in the north, and a secret coalition preparing a coup at the highest levels of power. And that whole plague thing is just a tool to reach their final goal. The Red Priests are also trying to get something out of it.
And to be honest, it's not gone too bad for them. The Druids are out of the picture already.
Secret coalition? A coup?
Well, sure. They want to establish a new order on our island. And it's not clear who's involved in the whole mess.
Maybe. Maybe our captain is even involved. Hell knows. They have their people everywhere. Damn it, you could be one of them too. Although when I look at you, I don't think so. You have such a stupid face. With all due respect, of course.
How is that with any due respect at all? Or is your point a double insult? That I am not due any more respect than that? Are you suggesting that someone intentionally caused the plague? Hasn't the plague been around for a long time?
Wait a minute. I'm not suggesting anything here. I'm just thinking out loud.
It doesn't make sense that the plague appeared just like that. Out of bloody nowhere? Hell no. It's a high-stakes game.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Plagues... What's at stake? Plagues, diseases, that's kind of what happens. What's at stake then?
Power over us, of course. Over our bodies and souls. Over Avalon. Over the whole damn course of history.
You see, if you had those fire arrows, you could teach him a proper lesson. I'm not spending money yet, Quadico. If I find fire arrows, I'll use them. I've got a fire spell. How would you recognize someone from a secret coalition? You know, you don't look all that smart either. No, one modern. How would you recognize someone from a secret coalition?
That's the case. Those sons of bitches are good at hiding. They kinda blend in and live among us. It's hard to tell if it's hideous magic or some other tricks.
Yeah, you know, you don't look that smart either.
You see? It takes one to know one. And that means we're just pawns. Folks like us won't change anything. But we have to talk out loud. It suits them when everyone keeps their mouth shut.
Right.
You know, I've been thinking lately.
What?
What if King Arthur is just a stupid fairy tale? What if the nobles and others involved in the whole conspiracy just made him up?
They didn't.
Us peasants eventually just started to believe in it.
I'm afraid he's true.
One story for everyone. They drilled it into our heads, and drilled until it finally stuck. And then they built statues, wrote books, and everything else.
Why would they do that? That's bullshit, you know. It's impossible to make something like that. It's not! But it's BS for other reasons. Mostly, I've met the bugger. No, you know what? You might be right.
You finally get it. It's just a pity that there are so few like us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we just have to
It's a
keep going.
real
eh?
shame.
And while we're at it, I have to get back to work. I'm on duty.
Right, yes, you're doing a great job. Oh, it's a quiver. You don't have any arrows in your quiver. And I meant that metaphorically as well. Or is it figuratively? Could be both. Sewell Firstfoot, he who first set foot on Avalon under Arthur's command, he who forged a path for the king and his loyal subjects, glory and honour to the founder of the Horns of the South. I got better at two-handed just by looking at the statue. Ooh.
It's nice to have a break.
Crafting? Hello.
Oi, friend. A question. Do you know why people always stop and watch a blacksmith at work? Because he's riveting. It's good to see a new face in this sad hole. Oh, of course. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Osbert, local master of hammers and anvils. Do you need your blade sharpened?
Not by someone with your sense of humour. Don't get many visitors then.
Not really. Especially since we went into a lockdown a while ago. People used to come and go. Now and then a ship would make a stop at the village below, but nobody's really come around since. Well, since the entire shit show that's going down everywhere. Now that I think of it, you're the first they've let in. What'd you do? Who did you bribe?
I have a pin. Do you have a pin?
Oh, so you have friends in Camelot. Good for you.
Okay, is that what that means? Right, you recognize it?
Of course I do. Those pins are peak craftsmanship, and very rare at that. We only gave them out on Camelot's orders. But when I look at you, well, it's pretty obvious you wouldn't be able to beat a knight. And even if you found one already dead, you'd sooner nick his armor than a pin you knew nothing about. Either way, good for you.
Thanks? It's the helmet, isn't it? It's giving off the wrong vibe. You mentioned you're on lockdown.
Yeah. After we lost 2 squads trying to take back the All-Mother's Temple from the Dalrita, our captain decided that nobody leaves the Horns. Then, he shut himself in his office, without leaving us any orders. Feargus is trying to keep the lads occupied, but... just look around. Half of the people here are losing their minds, and the rest are losing their wages on drink.
Okay, you said there's a crap show going down everywhere. What exactly do you mean?
Sometimes I wonder, you know, how many things can go wrong at the same time. They say that misery loves company, but here, it's like we've done something to anger the gods, and they're taking their sweet revenge. First, we started hearing that the weirdness was spreading near Grubwood. Soon after that, we saw waves of bandits approaching from there. Desperate people. It took a lot of our territory. Then, the Dalrita tribes took over the All-Mother's Temple. And after that, the supply chains from Camelot collapsed for some reason. And so on and so forth. We're in quite a pickle, my friend. We've started betting on what's going to happen next. Sea monsters?
Had
Who
that.
knows?
Had that. Pretty sure. The weirdness started spread. The weirdness started spreading near Grubwood.
Yes. That damn forest north of here was already cursed and creepy. But now, I've heard it's an entirely different level of crazy. They say that some men here
Guess I'm gonna
started
end up
going
there.
dark up north.
Men here.
With that, the weirdness started moving. And when the weirdness gets here, well, we're fucked. But you know that. Every child has heard the stories.
Yeah. I just arrived here. Tell me more about the bandits.
Truth be told, most of them are just people desperate to survive. When the villages started dying out because of the weirdness, hunger, or raids, they lost their livelihoods, ended up with nothing to their names, and nowhere to go. So they banded together and started raiding whatever was left. Then they turned to killing each other. They're like rabid wolves. Too bad they're here now, too.
Yeah, met some, unfortunately. The Dalriata took over the All-Mother's Temple?
That's... I don't know. It's hard to explain. They kept to themselves, perched in the mountains near the Forlorn Swords. Then something happened, and suddenly we saw ships arriving near our eastern shores. Couple days later, the tribes took over. One good thing is that the bandits aren't up to fighting with them. One bad thing, we aren't either.
Okay. Is there anything... This is such a good question. Is there anything positive going on around here?
I heard that Dew fell down the stairs and didn't break a single bone. So that's a start. Other than that...
Wow.
No, I can't think of anything.
Awesome. Huh. You've got work for me, haven't you?
Ha! Friend, I wish. But the only task I could use help with might be a bit too delicate for you to handle. Unless you're a master goldsmith, then feel free to prove it. And I'll have work for you immediately.
I doubt
There's
I
just
am.
not enough of them to go around. And now that we're on lockdown, there's not much demand for my services either.
There must be something I can help you out with, because that is my purpose in life.
Listen, I said I don't have any jobs, as in things I pay you for doing. That doesn't mean I can't teach you a thing or two. If you're willing to learn, that is.
Apprentices should be paid. No, teach me, teach me.
Since you're free to wander about while I'm stuck in the keep, maybe we can make good use of that.
Yeah, I knew there'd be
You've
something I
probably
could help you
bashed
with.
in the skull of a beast or two, right?
Yep.
The alchemists. They're likely snatching up the corpses, using the muck to cook their weird concoctions. But perhaps you'd rather craft yourself some armor from those hides, huh? We should start with something simple. Let's see. I'll give you some notes on how to make armor. You gather the materials and get to work. And when you're done, you can bring it over so I can see what you've made.
Yay! Smithing tutorial. No, wait, so small black. No, I'm not stealing anything. Okay, we got a. That's not a grindstone. Apparently, that's a grindstone. And so's that. And so is that.
Always good to have a little rest.
But that isn't. Okay, then. So... Right. Will to win. Side. Mom's finest. What have we got here? Corpse Eater armor. And... Okay. I can craft armor from the remains of corpse eaters I kill. Corpse Eater rags, 1. Corpse Eater cap. Corpse Eater's cap, 0. Wait. Do I have these? Mark all as seen. No. I wanna track. I can track this, right? Do it like that. Okay. Oh, can only track one at a time. Okay, so I need corpse eater rags. Did I not find some? I haven't found any. All right. Oh, I should probably sell one of those blood transfusions. And I can use the short bow now, can't I? Okay, I'm going to need to change. What do I want to do? I think I want to put sword there. Oh god, nope. Yes, sword there. I want to put my spear there. And then in this hand, I've got a very short bow, but I want to replace it with a short bow, which is better. Right. Okay. Is there anything else? I have a new helmet. A silk hat. No. Gloves. Ragged leather gauntlets. They're not as good as the red priest gauntlets. So no. Oh, wait. Soulstone. Oh, I got to try this out. I got to try this out. Pants. I shouldn't wear those. Oh, wait. It says the item's effect won't work until you reach its requirements. So that the decrease the stamina cost of dashes while the bow is equipped by 5 won't work. But will the actual armor work? 8.5% armor. Oh, no, 1.5 because I lack it. So I still better with these. Okay, yeah, right, meh. Poison arrows and normal wooden arrows. What else do we have here? Alright, so I need to get some components. I do not have them. People don't let you pick into flowers around it? That's new, isn't it? That's new.
What a nice day.
Is this that game where cats are normal? Never trust a normal cat. I have no idea what you're asking. I'll be honest with you. Silk Road. Some the Giant. So I will actually know once I get these because I'm tracking it. In which case... Oh, what happens when it gets dark here? Do they get the same funky effect? Did I? Have I leveled up, by the way? I've leveled up, haven't I? Or have I? I can't remember. No, I've got no points. I've got no... Oh, no! I need to speak to Arthur. I need to camp to speak to Arthur, but I don't need to rest, right? Can I just do that anywhere? No, it's... Did you know Sewell personally? That's that dude, isn't it? Sewell. Sorry.
He was the first to set foot on Avalon, not me. He decided that if anything were to attack us in this strange land, he would shield me and take the first blow himself. I remember loyalty. A fierce, unwavering loyalty. To me and to Avalon. He must have been someone I trusted deeply. Perhaps as we move forward, more memories of him will come back to me. For now, I only hope his loyalty wasn't in vain.
Okay. Tell me what the Horns of the South were like in your time.
Ah, the Horns of the South. The crown jewel of these lands. We had barely laid the foundations of Tainted Grail when Sewell and his men had already built a lighthouse, eager to guide our ships to them. He always had a competitive spirit. Of course, it helped that he took every sailor from the homelands with him, along with a handful of knights, so they could learn from one another. And thus, the Keepers of the South were formed. I decreed that every sworn keeper would stand as an equal to a Knight of the Round Table. I doubt they still honor that law. But I am glad to see the keepers grown. In my time, there was only a lighthouse and barracks.
It's looking a bit run down, though, I gotta be saying. I mean... You know... At least he wasn't disobeyed. And really, these people have got no concept of structural integrity. Not sure I'd trust these walls to stay up. But night seems to have fallen and there's no crazy going on. I'm guessing there must be some safe spots. And this is one of them. And I'm also guessing now would not be a great moment to go out hunting for a bounty. Just want to... Or maybe it has to be a lot later. Is there a specific time when it all goes sideways? Probably. I should probably find a place to sleep or get on with stealing whatever it was I was supposed to steal. Not spoken to you, have I? Cillian!
Welcome! In the name of our eternally reigning majesty, King Arthur, and the Knights of the Round Tables.
Okay.
I am obliged to inform you that fighting those who actively break the law and reject the rule of the crown is the duty and pride of every subject. As Camelot's representative, I will be paying a bounty of 10 gold pieces for the death of each bandit roving the area, as long as adequate proof is provided. I also recommend checking the bounty board for information on wanted criminals, especially those considered particularly dangerous.
What proof did you mean? I've killed a
Please,
load of them.
state your business.
I've killed loads of them. I'd like to collect a bounty for bandits.
Really? You fought bandits and killed them?
Yes.
Oh, I want to hear all the details. Here's your reward, but promise you'll tell me everything.
Absolutely, I'm telling you. Who? I didn't get anything. Did I kill a bandit leader? I don't know. I'm not sure. You're a representative of Camelot.
That's correct. My name is Cillian. I was sent here from the capital to see how the Horns of the South are handling the bandit problem, and also to encourage the Keepers to fight.
If Camelot knows about the bandits, why didn't they send an army?
The situation with the Pict and Del Rita savages is precarious. Too bad we can't get rid of them as easily as we did with the Druids.
Get
There have
rid of
also
them.
been rumors that we might soon have a civil war on our hands, so Camelot cannot afford to spread our forces too thin.
A civil war?
I don't really have much more to tell. It's hard to get any updates here. I only know that the new Lancelot has not been very popular, and that's putting it mildly.
The new
Morgan had been
Lancelot?
burnt at the stake long ago if everyone weren't so afraid of her. And then we have the commoners who seem to keep forgetting their place, and loudly demanding changes. Everything is falling apart.
So there is a witch, Morrigaine. Sister of Arthur? Or just completely unrelated? I mean, just, you know, is it a title that's passed down? Because it sounds like the Lancelot is a title now. What happened with the Druids?
Well, you've probably heard about the Druids making human sacrifices by stuffing people into
Nope.
wicker puppets and setting them on fire.
Oh.
Well, the people decided to give them a taste of their own medicine.
I have heard of
They
that,
rounded
actually.
them all up and then sent them up in smoke. Oh, how they must have howled and sizzled. Too bad I couldn't see it.
Right. So even the cheerful people are mildly depressing. They were killed because they were making human sacrifices.
Yep, made human sacrifices, prayed to the dark gods, brought the weirdness back. Bunch of bastards. Good thing they're worm food now.
So you made human sacrifices of people for committing the crime of making human sacrifices. Yeah, that's fine. That checks out. Were all the Druids killed?
Most of them. The survivors have supposedly taken refuge with savages in the woods, and one of them is rumored to be hiding in the Horns area. But whether that was before or after the Charred Conclave, I don't know. Would you like to hear about him?
Ooh, yes. Tell me all about him.
His name was Slaudyard. He was lurking near Blood Lake, a small pond where they used to throw the bodies of executed convicts. They say he would fish them out and use his magic to turn them into undead monsters. Supposedly, he started needing some fresher corpses, so he slaughtered one of the keepers. The Horns organized a manhunt. They found him and sentenced him to death. People say that the moment his body touched the surface of Blood Lake, the water turned red and it's been scarred since that day. Some say that Slaudyard came back from the dead and seeks revenge. But if you ask
Slaudyard.
me, it's just a tale by local simpletons.
I will forever now have the urge to call him Slotty Bartfast. Yeah, why do I feel like this is all propaganda and the Druids aren't as bad as this guy's making out? Tell me about the situation with the tribes.
There are rumors that the Reader tribes want to unite, and that would mean open war with Camelot. As for those pig savages, they've been growing bold, leaving their forest. For now, it's just been small scrimmages. But who knows how it'll end.
Savages. Right, I think I've met one of the Picts. They have horns. How many people have been claiming the bounties?
None so far. The keepers don't want to risk being turned into pincushions for a mere 10 gold pieces. Besides, the captain banned them from leaving the horns of the south without a good reason. Too many bandits and not enough keepers.
It must be boring for you. What if nobody claims bounties and the bandits roam freely?
Well, Camelot would send a group of knights with Sir Galahad at the head, and he's not interested in half measures. He'd probably burn down half the garrison, or hang them. He's done both. By the way, did you know that people who are hanged rarely die from strangulation? Usually the sudden jolt causes the backbone to snap, which separates the head from the body. A while ago I saw someone hanged in the village, and it's true. One snap, and it's done.
Oh, yippee! What a cheerful fellow this guy is! Sir Galahad sounds like a force to be reckoned with. Sounds like a dangerous madman, but you know what? Let's not get myself imprisoned for heresy. Sounds like a force to be reckoned with. Oh, yay!
No matter what you say about him, he's very efficient. Brutal, even by my standards, but efficient.
By your stand, I'm glad you are self-aware enough to recognise that. The fact about hanging was quite interesting. Do you have any other tidbits? No, don't ask. Don't ask that.
Oh, sure, plenty. Did you know that apparently if you cut off someone's head, they don't die straight away, but remain conscious for a few moments?
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh yeah, I'm sure that's great for them. Anything else?
If someone dies in a damp, closed-off space, sometimes, but very rarely, their body creates a thin layer of wax on the surface of the skin.
Anything else?
I heard that a body decomposes in water 4 times faster than on land.
Yeah, no. Go. I'm out. I'm done.
Oh, hey, before you go, I can see the blood loss in your eyes, you know. It takes
That's
one to know
nausea?
one. So here's some friendly advice, free of charge. If you're seeking scum to slay, you'll find bandits in the ruins of a merchant settlement nearby. It's worth visiting if you haven't already.
I'm pretty sure I already did Murder on Demand. Murder on Demand. Wow! Well, yeah. I do apologise for early commenting on your negativity. I actually think it's refreshing and pleasant. Because the alternative is disturbing. Wake up! Seriously, when does everything get funky and dangerous around here? I sort of want to see it from a safe distance. Possibly. Although, to be honest with you, not sure I'm comfortable with the idea of it happening with that man on guard. Who's that? Darth MRT! Thank you for the resub. Let the man have his nap. Yeah. Someone said it's dropping in 15 minutes. What's dropping in 15 minutes? Ooh, right. This game. Yeah. The game is dropping today. Very, very, very soon. As far as I know. I really... Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Okay, what? Is this a magical protection ring? And anything outside of it? But no, I see... I mean, I see hints of it all over. Ah, but they're not runes. Ah, these runes glow the same colour because they are reflecting the evil. Those runes would probably be invisible. But whatever this is, it's infecting... I keep waiting for hordes to come out of the mist. Yes, I do realize I'm pushing my luck. Yeah, this is... I'm not going to get much further away. I feel like I had enough of that yesterday. I guess you kind of get used to that sight. Okay. All right, then. I gotta say, I still stand by my initial view of this. Mixed, but generally really good. That probably doesn't... If that was a Steam review, it would be absolutely terrible. What I mean is, I'm thoroughly enjoying this game. I like so much about it. Oh, can I... I mean, I absolutely adore the sketch thing for some bizarre reason that just makes no sense, but... Okay. Does it... No, does it work? Oh, no, that's not what I... No. Can I draw a picture of the runes? Can't tell. I couldn't tell. As I said, I love the gameplay. I like the conversations. The conversations are, again, a mixed bag. But overall, I'm appreciating the dialogue. I do like the bit where we can camp and chat with Arthur. Get some more lore. I do like the fact that there's tons and tons of lore to this game. There's stuff all over the place that you can interact with, find out little facts. There's loads of notes to read. So generally speaking, I'm enjoying this. And I've got to say, for people who are... If you're the sort of person who likes a Skyrim-y type game, an Oblivion-ish game, this definitely fits the bill, except it is darker. There's a much darker vibe to this. I'd say people who are commenting on it and saying there's a Souls-like vibe, they're on to something, even if it's not remotely Souls-like as a game. There's a vibe there. Like, the end times are here, or not quite in full swing, but things are just crappy and everything's fallen to ruin vibe, which I like. Larry says, a Skyrim-type game in a Souls-like universe? Maybe. Again, very difficult for me to know for sure. I've not played far enough. Not by a long shot. But the vibe is definitely heading in that direction. Yes. I like the map. I like these hand-drawn map sort of things. It's kind of cool. But it's got roads and things on it, which I guess maybe means I've got a map that's got basic roads on it, but I'm filling in the details as I go along. But yeah, there's just no lore. I was about to say, there's a ton of lore, and I've got no lore entries. But yeah. And the skill system is satisfyingly... Well, complex is the wrong word. Seductive. There seem to be a lot of options, many of them ones I would like to take. The only thing I will say, and this is not necessarily a negative, it reminds me a little of Cyberpunk's original perk system. Cyberpunk's original perk system had lots of these little bonuses for everything. The thing is I will say I much prefer Cyberpunk 2.0's way of handling things, in where it's got perks that give more of a gameplay mechanic change. There are some bonuses, but overall, I feel like the character system in Cyberpunk was changed to make much more difference when you took a perk. That's a terrible sentence. You know what I mean? This reminds me of 1.0 Cyberpunk. Again, not necessarily making it bad or good, but it is that kind of system. You could also argue that Skyrim was or is like that if you don't mod it. lots of small boosts to things, which is a fine way of doing things. Just thought I'd point it out. Hopefully you'll be able to tweak the experience with mods. And that's the other thing. I don't know. But I feel like this game would absolutely benefit from modding tools. I'm going to have to look into that and find out what sort of modding is possible now and whether or not there will be more modding in the future. Because I could definitely see modding helping this game have a lot more longevity. Like, you know, we need somebody to come along and fix all the bloody stairs. I mean, honestly. God. I mean, I have to say, if I was going to award any black marks so far, in spite of the thing, I've got a lot of little niggles. This has got to be one of them, right? There's just too much of this, and it's all over the place. I mean, if this was one of my settlements in Fallout 4, this would be unacceptable. I'd be having some sort of support going against the wall there, or a pillar going all the way down. There'd be something. I mean, look at that. Just look at that. What is that doing? Nothing. Yes, things like this bother me. I know it's probably a weird OCD thing that most people don't have, but yeah. They need mods to fix that. But you know what? Again, these are the sort of little niggly criticisms that I'm leveling at the game. When I'm criticizing? I'm going to go now. Criticizing things like that, it's a sign that I'm not criticizing the more important things. So, overall, so far, I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Can't give you a review yet. Can't tell you whether it's worth going and buying it. Because it is now going to be available in 12 minutes. But I will say, yeah, I probably, if I didn't already have this, I'd probably buy it. Yes, I probably would. I'd probably buy it and give it a try. Definitely feels like the sort of game I'm going to keep playing a little bit. I won't be streaming all of this, but I might stream bits of it. For example, I might bugger off and do some of the bounties or some stuff. But then I might stream some other stuff. Who knows when I get time. We'll just have to see. Not up to building standards at all. Yeah. Yeah. So, but this is a very different game to say something like Kingdom Come Deliverance. Yeah, I think that's pretty damned obvious even looking at it. It feels like a small studio Skyrim-esque game that's obviously got a lot of influences from, I feel like, some Dark Souls or Elden Ring. The Witcher, I feel like it's taken some inspirations from there as well. So you can feel this. But overall, just a pretty good experience. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go off and release today's video. And I'm going to go get myself some food and say hi to the family who should be home right now. So, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you again probably on Sunday for Darkest Dungeon. I'm going to continue on with that. So, good night.